And welcome back to the channel, everybody. Here it's Lucas Johnson, and we're back with the start of year 2 officially of this FIU dynasty and franchise here on NCAA 25. And as we get year 2 underway here, we're playing the number 17th ranked in the nation Utah Utes in the first game of the year. But before we kind of get into that, before we preview Utah here, is something that I did not end up actually doing for you guys in the off season of this franchise in the last episode, was actually take a look at these freshmen, who most of whom I have redshirted, and take a look at these players, see what their development traits are, and see what their skill caps look like. And this is Niles Rawlings, one of the two quarterbacks that we got in this last recruiting class. He's a 3-star, but he is only normal development, and his caps seem pretty limiting here. It doesn't look like his throw power is going to get all that much better. His throwing accuracies aren't great right now. They're not. I mean, the caps there for him in terms of his throwing accuracies aren't great. 76 speed, 88 acceleration. He's decently fast. He looks like he'll be a decently mobile quarterback, but I don't know. I don't really like where his skill caps are, and only normal development trait as well. So that's going to limit him a lot. Eric Gibbs is definitely a pocket passer. He's not going to be a guy that's going to scramble outside the pocket, but he's got 86 throw power. His accuracies aren't amazing right now, but the caps on those aren't that bad. He has impact development traits. I actually like Eric Gibbs quite a bit here. I mean, I think the speed does limit what I can do with him, but he actually might end up being the better quarterback, and all things considered, when it's all done. Gordon Kane is the 2-star running back that we got, and yeah, he's only normal development, only a 56 overall right now, 70 carrying. He's not a good route runner at all. I don't know if Gordon Kane is going to get any action on our offense at any point in his career. We'll have to see. Now I go over to left tackle, and we have Jamie Wall here, who is also only a 2-star, only has normal development as well, so he's only a 59 overall. And, his caps don't look awful, I guess. He has quite a bit of room to go. He's got good strength and toughness already, but his pass blocking is 662, not very high there, and I just don't know how well he's going to be able to develop and how good he's going to get. This is one of our best guys that we got in offseason, or in recruiting here, Carlos Hillhouse. He has impact development, and he's a 68, 3-star, got really good power, 69 run block, 79 one block power, but his caps look really good. 71 pass block power is not too bad either. So I really like Carlos Hillhouse. He's one of the best guys that I think we actually got in our recruiting class. Derek Vincent Douglas is somebody that we got in the transfer portal in the offseason, and he is the star. He has star development trait that is faster than impact, the second fastest development trait in the game that you can have, and he's a 75 overall already. Really good block shedding, good tackling, great strength at 84, 79 hit power. His caps, his caps aren't like insane or anything. He's got a lot to grow in finesse moves and quickness though, and run stopping and power, he's got good caps there for that, but he's only a sophomore. And he's actually the second best right end on our roster. Claude Larkins is there as a junior, but Derek Vincent Douglas, he's only going to be, he's only a freshman. So I really like where he's at. And, here's star. Greg McNitt is also a really good player here. 3-star right end, and I really like him impact as well. 81 finesse moves, so you can develop that quite a bit. Strength is only at 75, but these caps look pretty good, and his run stopping isn't great right now, but it can get a lot better. And so I like Greg Manette as a 71 overall already. He is the 3rd best right end on our depth chart. And then we also have Nick Longa, who is a 70 overall, and he is elite development trait. He develops at the fastest rate that you can in this game. He's a 3-star guy, so he's the first guy that we're seeing here in our class that has elite development trait, and actually one of the few guys that I've actually recruited that has elite development. But good strength at 84 already. These caps look really nice. and he's going to grow a lot, and he's going to go very quickly. You know, he's probably not going to play at all this season, but he's going to have a starting role on this team very soon. He looks awesome. And then you have George Anger, who is a guy that might actually not end up playing at all because he's a 60 overall right now, but his cap's pretty limiting here, and he's behind some absolute studs there at this position at right end. So, yeah, George Anger probably not going to get not going to see much action, but man, really like the other right ends that we got there, Vincent Douglas and Nick Longa. Those guys in McNitt are really awesome. And then we got Miguel Figueroa, who has a good development trait there. His pass coverage isn't the greatest right now, but these caps seem pretty good here. He's going to be able to grow decently well. He's got a decent tackling already, and okay speed, good acceleration. So, yeah, I think Miguel Figueroa is going to be a guy that's going to grow pretty well as a middle linebacker for us. And then with right outside linebacker, we got Taylor Coffey in the offseason recruiting, and he's only normal development. She's only a 2-star, so I don't know what his role is going to be on this team. He might start, but it probably won't be for a little while in this position here. And none of his stats look that great. None of his caps look that great either. Ricardo Genius is, I believe, a guy that we got in the transfer portal, but he's a freshman, and he's got impact development trait. So he's going to develop pretty well. He's already a 69 overall. Got really good zone coverage already at 76 there. And there's his man coverage at 68. So, yeah, he's a lot better at man, or zone, excuse me, than his man coverage abilities. But, you know, got good speed and acceleration. I think he's going to be really good cover corner for us in the future. His caps are really good and not very limiting at all. And then Nate Sturgis is a 3-star guy, but he's only normal development trait. So, you know, we'll see, but not going to be developing a ton. And his caps are a lot more limiting. 70 man coverage right now for him. And 68 tackling, which isn't great. His zone coverage is very weak right now, only a 59 at the moment. And his hit power isn't great. His speed and acceleration are pretty good. But, you know, with the normal development, that's going to hamper him a lot. And then Tim Badaye is a 2-star that we got as well. And, you know, how much is he going to really be able to play 68 zone coverage, which isn't terrible, I guess. His man is at 65. So, yeah, I mean, those aren't, like, a terrible starting point. But, again, he doesn't have much room to go. He's got some pretty limiting caps there in that position. And then we go to, this is middle linebacker, Claire Ostergaard, 67 overall impact development trait. So he develops faster than normal rate, and that's a good sign here. And his zone coverage, 66 there. And coverage is at 60. But I like where his caps are. I think he's going to be able to develop into a pretty good player. I do wish his caps were a little bit higher with the run stopping, and he could do that a little bit better. But, yeah, Clay Ostergaard doesn't look like he's going to be a terrible player for us. And then we go to our free safeties. And we got Jesse Cahill here, who's actually going to start for us. I mean, our safeties right now are just not very good. And Cahill, only an old development, 3-star guy, but he's a 70 overall. And, you know, his skill caps don't look that bad. They're decent. 64 zone, 71 man. So, get better man coverage for Cahill here in terms of his abilities, and he looks pretty quick as well. Got 72 pursuit. You know, his strength isn't amazing, but he's got good speed and acceleration, so at least he's got that. But yeah, our free safeties, I don't know, man. That's going to be tough starting a true freshman free safety like that. You got Ted Adcock here, 2-star guy, so his caps might be a little bit limiting, but he does have impact development traits, so he might be able to grow pretty fast. His zone coverage is 60, man at 70 there. So coverage stats don't look that bad. I mean, he's got, you know, he's going to be able to grow. Those caps look pretty good, honestly, for a 2-star player. So it might take him a couple of years, but Ted Adcock might be able to contribute here in a couple of seasons. And then Moses Breeze is another free safety, another 2-star free safety that we got. And he also has impact development. And his zone pretty underdeveloped at 61. Man is at 67 for him, and he's got some good speed as well. But yeah, Moses Breeze and Adcock, those are very similar players, it seems like there. And, you know, both 2 stars, both at that 60 overall range. So we'll see what they can develop into. And then we go over to strong safety, and we have Roman Gallegos, who is only noble development, only a 2-star. And a 62 zone, 64 man coverage. So coverage stats are not great right now. His caps are fairly limiting because he is a 2-star guy. So, you know, some of these safeties and these corners don't look amazing. I think we could have definitely recruited a lot better in that position. But you got Tyler Coy, who is a 3-star kicker here, and he actually does have really good stats. I do like where he is at, and he's got 75 kick power, 75 kick accuracy. His caps are pretty good, although he's not going to be, he's not going to have good kick power ever. He's not going to be able to develop that very much. But we go to our punters, and we have 2 guys that we recruited here at this position. One of them is John Russo, who is only a 2-star guy in impact development, and he's got really good kick power there at 82, but his kick accuracy is at 69, not very good at all. Then Gabe Stock is a 3-star kicker or punter here, and he's got really good kick accuracy at 82, but his kick power is really low at 68. So that's actually something to keep in mind in the game here. You want John Russo to punt for you when you're kind of far back in your own territory, but Gabe Stock is going to be more of the guy that you use to pin teams deep because of that kick accuracy. So here's a look at our team. This is our starting team at a snapshot there with our quarterbacks and receivers. And then our 3 running backs, Shamari Lawrence is going to get definitely the bulk of the carries there. Look at our offensive line as well. And to look at our defensive line and our linebackers, I could have included a couple more defensive linemen for you. But Keegan Davis, our best defensive player overall, I think. Jaden Williams, watch out for him. He's a freshman, redshirt freshman, strong safety for us. That is an 81 overall. He might make a big impact, and I'm excited to see what he can do on the field for us here. And looking at Utah here, we shift our focus to kind of highlighting a couple players on this team, and their biggest and their best player is Lander Barton here, who's got great tackling at 87, zone coverage at 87, man at 89, an excellent coverage guy, and he's a senior, but he didn't play. He played a lot last year, and those are his stats last season. He is a star. He's a stud player for them, and so we have to definitely watch out for him. And then they got a left end, a good left end, and it's good center. You know, it looks like their offensive line here is pretty darn good. And they have Jalen Glover here. He's where the running back. He's a senior. He's 85 overall. Got great elusiveness, 99 carrying, so very rarely that he is going to fumble in this game, it looks like. But yeah, great awareness. I mean, he's a good all-around running back. Honestly, not really insane at anything, but good speed, good acceleration. And you look at him last year, and he didn't. I mean, he got 45 carries, only had 3.6 yards per carry, 6 touchdowns. So kind of a limited role that he was in last year, but he's taking over now as a starting running back for them. They also have an 84 overall tight end. And you look at their quarterback here, it's probably going to be Eric Wilson, although Eric Wilson and Winfrey are both really similar in terms of their statistics here. And so I was unsure about who they were going to actually use in this game to begin and play this game, but they are using Isaac Wilson in this game, and he's got a good accuracy, actually. And, you know, he's a fairly mobile guy, too. Going to be able to run around a little bit in the pocket, not his strength, though. But, yeah, we go into this game, and, you know, you think at this point I've recorded enough games here that I wouldn't do this anymore. But I went into this game at first, and there was an issue when I first played this game, and so I backed out, started the game over again, and I forgot to record at the beginning of the game when I restarted it. And so now we're already in the third quarter, near the end of the third quarter, before I actually finally realized that I had not begun recording here in this game the second time around playing it. So, yeah, really unfortunate there. You guys missed quite a bit of game action here. And this is the play that just happened. This is the last play that occurred before I paused the game and saw that, oh, wait, we didn't have any recording going here. And this is Keon Jenkins scrambling outside of the pocket and able to find a bit of room here towards the end of the goal line, and actually does get into the end zone on this play. So that's our second touchdown of the game, and that brings us within 7 or within 8 right now, barring an extra point here. We got to kick that right now. But here's a look at what has happened in these first few quarters here. Utah got the ball to begin the game. They didn't do much with it here. They had to kick it away on a 3-and-out. I don't know why they did this, but they ran the ball on 3rd down and 15 and did not work there for them at all. But yeah, we got the football here, and we went up the field, got to the 40-yard line, and it was a 4th down and 1, and we were going to try to go for it. I mean, we're facing a top 20 team here. This is, we're not favored in this game by any means. We want to pull off the upset, and I'm okay with taking risks. More risks if you're playing a team, like Utah, you're not heavily favored, and I thought we were going to be able to get this easily here. It was a 4th and short, 1 yard, but Shamar Lawrence runs into Jackson there, the offensive lineman, and gets taken down behind the line of scrimmage. So Utah stood us up there on that stop, and that was big for them. They got the ball back after that and then drove 40 yards down the field and ended up scoring. Here, Marvin Anderson got in the end zone for the first points of the game. And, it was a simple screen or simple slant pattern here. And the defender gave the receiver there way too much of a cushion. And Williams was open for the touchdown. Or Anderson was open for the touchdown. So we got the ball back here, and we didn't do much with it. We had to punt the ball away to them again, a 3-and-out. And then, let's see, Utah has the ball here, 3rd down and 11. And again, for some reason, they try to run the ball here on 3rd down and very long. And it doesn't work there. They don't get the first down, so they put it away on a 3-and-out. And that's kind of what this game was at first. It was just a lot of punting and not a lot of offense. The first quarter was not filled with a lot of offense at all. We had to punt the ball away again. So our offense was struggling here at this point in the game. And then we get to the second quarter. And Utah here getting the ball. They have the ball now pretty deep inside of our own territory. And this is a play-action pass here by their quarterback. And he ends up perfectly throwing it, past the defender there and into the hands of the wide receiver, who makes the catch and getting all the way into the end zone. That was, not into the end zone, basically got to the end zone, got to like the 2-yard line there. And that was number 83 for them. Great play to Marvin Anderson, who makes another big play. And then they gave the ball to Glover here, their running back, and Javon Glover broke this run to the outside and ended up getting into the end zone and scoring for a touchdown there. So that set up a 14-0 game for Utah here. So we needed to do something. We got the ball. We hadn't done anything on offense up until this point. And on a 3rd down and 10, after a couple of incompletions, we needed a big spark play right here. And Keon Jenkins gets the ball here, and look at this, throwing it to Eric Rivers on the curl route, and he throws it right in front of the defender there, and Rivers breaks away from this tackle and ends up getting a huge gain for us, actually. Ends up getting over 20 yards on that play, 24-yard reception. That was absolutely huge for us. And then Jenkins gets it to Shamar Lawrence here. This is on a 3rd down and 10 with us being right at midfield, pretty much right here. We needed this first down pretty big, and it was a screen pass. And looked a little bit scary there. Turning around just in the nick of time was Lawrence to catch that ball and gets around the defender. Great block right there set up by our offensive line, and he gets all the way down near midfield, I think over and across midfield, and gets the first down for us, or right at midfield, actually. And so we were on the move. We were finally putting together a good offensive drive, and we went for it again on 4th down, and we got it. And here on 1st down at the 32-yard line of Utah, this was a mistake by me. This was a button that I did not mean to click. This was not a throw that I should have made here, but yeah, I pressed the wrong button on this play. I wanted to throw it to, I think I wanted to throw it to the guy either going on the out route or the guy going on the deep crosser, and instead I threw it out to the flat, and there was a defender right there to catch that ball and intercept it. Nate Ritchie picked that one off. So that was a mistake by me on that pass there. And then I quick simmed this possession here by Utah, so I don't have the replay of this 47-yard rushing touchdown that Isaac Wilson had. But at that point, down 21-0, things did not look very good. We had only one good offensive drive, and it was killed by a monster turnover that we forced. And so we got the ball here, 2nd down and 10, absolutely desperate for any kind of momentum. And here on this play, Eric Rivers going on a deep route, and he ends up beating this defender here, beats Davis to the ball, and sorry for him disappearing here occasionally, but yeah, this was a great throw by Jenkins over and across both of these defenders, right into the arms of Rivers. Eric Rivers making that catch and getting the big first down for us, biggest play of the game, and that set us up at the first down at the Utah, with the first down at the Utah 17-yard line. And from there, we just ran the ball, passed it to Dean Patterson once, and went all the way down to the goal line here. And we ended up giving it to Daxton Lamont. This was a fullback run for us, and so we gave it to Daxton Lamont, our fullback here, right up the middle, and he ended up getting right into the end zone there. Great blocking by our offensive line. So that finally put us on the scoreboard for the first time in this game. We had points now, and so we gave the ball back to Utah here, and Isaac Wilson, I believe this is the first play of this new drive, and Eric Wilson airing this ball out all the way down the field. Number 4 is in coverage here. I think that was Cahill, actually, and yeah, it was Jesse Cahill, and he was trying to go up to knock this ball away, and he can't do it, and he is all over Jesse Cahill there, and ends up catching that 156-yard catch. So Utah looked like they were in prime position to take an even bigger lead on us and respond to our touchdown that we just scored, until Chase Wilson did this. He threw it right to our linebacker here, or I don't know if he's a linebacker or a safety, but our player that was sitting back out of there in coverage, and just threw it right to him. Huge play. Keegan Davis picking that off and giving us the ball back. We didn't end up doing anything with that opportunity when we got the ball back. And the end of the second quarter saw this play here. This is the final play of the quarter. Utah trying to make something happen a little bit here, but eventually the protection broke down, and he got taken down and sacked for 6 yards there. So we get to the third quarter, down 21-7 at half for us here. And so, man, we needed something. I mean, the offense was just inconsistent all game here. 2nd down and 10. We were close to midfield now. We were within striking distance. And on this 2nd down and 10 here, Jenkins gets sacked, and he takes a step back here. I mean, nobody really open on this play, and eventually protection broke down. Number 57 got in there and took us down for a huge sack. So we had to put the ball away, unfortunately, and but our defense came through here on this play here on a 2nd down, and got a big sack of the quarterback here. Play action, but the player was not fooled. I believe that is Jaden Williams there. Jaden Williams not fooled at all on that play. Comes in and takes the quarterback down for a huge sack. So we got the ball after that, and we got the ball, and we took it down the field here with a few runs by Lawrence and a big pass play to Rocky Beers that got us inside of the 10-yard line. And on 3rd down and 4, Cameron Jenkins punches it in for us to get the touchdown. So we're down 21-14 here after we kick this extra point, and let's get into the flow of this game now. So Utah has the ball here with 3 minutes to go in the quarter. And there's a throw across the middle of the field and right to the receiver there. That's a good catch made, and that was 45, maybe. That was probably Cade Stefanik there that made that catch, and that was, wow, Jalen Glover just absolutely shoved our defender down to the ground right there. That was a very physical run from him. He only has 36 rushing yards in this game. Our rush defense has actually not been that bad against Utah so far in this game. And there's a huge play by Keegan Davis, our star end on our defense, our second best rated defensive player on our team this year. He makes a big stop on Glover, but there's a scramble here on a quarterback run from Isaac Wilson, who's got 48 rushing yards. And Isaac Wilson probably could have had a first down if he just kept going and running it more straight up the middle. But instead, he runs right into our defender, and then we get the ball back, and Keon Jenkins gives it away as he throws it to Bernard Cornell on the Utah defense, who picks him off. Trying to go, I believe that was, he was trying to find Eric Rivers there, going down the middle of the field, and he just threw it right to that defender. That was a bad play and a huge stop right there. Utah gets the ball back in prime scoring position now. They're at the 13. The second interception thrown in this game by Keon Jenkins, and there's a run by Glover back up the middle here. He gets a new set of downs there. First and goal now as we start this second half, and we start the fourth quarter actually, as that's a throw to the outside. That is caught by Maven Anderson, who's having himself a really good day. Best receiver on the field right now for Utah, and that's nearly into the end zone there for him. They give it to their backup running back there, and that is a touchdown. Mike Mitchell getting the carry up the middle, and Utah takes advantage of our mistake there and our big turnover and turns it into 7 points. So, Florida International here down by 2 touchdowns again, and there's a quick pass and a dump-off throw that is caught there for a good gain of about 9 on that play. Now it's second down in inches, and we're going to give the ball to Lawrence, and Jamar Lawrence has got a hole. He's got a good play there out across the 30-yard line. Now at the 32, Jenkins going back to pass. He's going to go outside the middle, and he's got his receiver. That is a catch. Jamar Lawrence there on the out route on that play. Running the route, he makes that grab. And a gain of 10 on that play. Quick throw here on the slant to our favorite target, Eric Rivers, who's going to be our biggest receiver of, on our team this year as we go forward on fourth down and inches, and we get it there. As now we're down to midfield basically here. First down and 10 at the 47-yard line, and we've got familiar formation here. It's the Wildcat, and it's the jet sweep, and getting some grain out there, and getting a huge play. Big gain is Dean Patterson, or Antonio Patterson actually made that play, got that catch. He's our backup running back there, and that's a huge play, a gain of about almost 20 yards. And now there's a throw across the middle. It's caught and nearly into the end zone. The receiver somehow didn't get in the end zone. Rocky Beers, I thought he had a touchdown there playing this game live, but they don't give it to him, and so we just give it right to our running back here. And from 1 yard away, Jamar Lawrence gets into the end zone for his first rushing touchdown of the season. 12 rushing touchdowns last year for him, and that's a big play right there as FIU responds to the turnover by getting a touchdown drive, and now they're set up only down by 7 here. So DJ Stanley taking that carry, but this is a monster possession here for FIU. Now you get a stop, and you get a stop, you get the ball back, you have a chance. There's a big run here, though. Great blocking for Jalen Glover, who now has 55 yards on 14 carries here. And, our rush defense was pretty good for the first 3 quarters. We're kind of seeing it slip here a little bit in this quarter, though. Second down and 9, pressure on the quarterback, and getting hit and nearly taken down right there by our defense. is Wilson, and now it's a 3rd down and 9, dropping back to pass on a screen pass here, and a good play by our defense right there. Lamar Duvall, I believe, was in to knock the receiver out of bounds, and we do force them to punt the ball away, and actually they went out of bounds as well. So that saves some time for us here, and we're going to get the ball here with plenty of time in this game. Now here's a return, and this is a good return out across the 30, down near the 35-yard line. With that return, great play. Who actually is that? Number 7 for us. I actually don't have him here on my play sheet, so I actually don't know who our return man is this season. But that's a gain of only 1 on 1st down, and now it's 3rd down and 9 here. And Jenkins back to pass, and pressure in on him immediately there, as we just did not block anybody there. That was bad offensive line play, and so we have to put the ball away in a 3 and out. And now there's pressure, though. Huge play made by our defense right there. That's Jaden Williams getting in the backfield and getting his 2nd sack of the game. And that was huge, as it's now going to be a 2nd down and super long. The redshirt freshman making an impact on this game in his 1st time starting. So right at the 2-minute warning now, more pressure, and Keegan Davis is going to get in the backfield there, and he's going to shove down Wilson for another sack. So we got great pressure in that drive right there, and Keegan Davis getting his 1st sack of the season here, and 4th and 18, and we have 2 timeouts here and 1 minute and 50 seconds left to try and get a drive going. 303 total yards for us on the day, really even in that department. But here we go. This is it, and there's a deep throw that is caught. Wow, what a throw. A dime dropped in by Jenkins to Eric Rivers there as he was running the out routes. That was an awesome throw. And now 2nd down and 10. There is a throw on a little drag pattern there. That's a good gain. 9-yard play. Under 1.5 minutes to go, we run up to the line, hurry up, and give it to our running back, and he's not going to get the 1st down. That's a huge stop by their defensive line right there, number 54, in on the stop for them, and now it's a 4th down and 1, and I wasn't really prepared for us to not get this 1st down, so we waste kind of a lot of clock here, and we're going to get the 1st down here with this run right up the middle for Shamar Lawrence, and we get that 1st down easy, but now we're forced to use our 2nd timeout of the game. So 49 seconds to go, 1st down and 10 inside of the 20-yard line, and some trickery here trying to be called, but it's not going to work. And what happened there, I thought I called a jet sweep, and apparently I didn't. Somehow, for some reason, I pressed the wrong button on the play sheet, apparently, because they ended up calling a jet sweep, or like a flea flicker, and now the throw here on the slant, trying to get it to Rivers, and it's picked off. Intercepted by Elijah Davis, and he's going the other way, and he's going to take it all the way into the end zone. A dagger play by this Utah defense, and that just about seals it. Pick 6 with under 30 seconds to go, and Utah takes a 2-touchdown lead. Wow, what a disastrous sequence right here for us. And this was not Keon Jenkins' fault at all. I don't even blame him here, because this is Rivers. He's trying to run this route, and he gets knocked into by the other safety there, and he gets bumped off his route, and therefore Elijah Davis is just able to step right in front of him and pick that ball off. That is a really unfortunate and pretty dumb interception, honestly. Because I think, you know, what I expected to have happen on that play is Eric Rivers breaks free from the defenders, and if he does that, he's going to have a pretty good gain. He might actually be able to get a 1st down for us, and at least it's going to be a good play for us. And so when I threw that ball, I had no reason to expect that that kind of animation was going to happen, that he was going to run into the safety like that, and it was going to be intercepted. So that's not even really my bad. That's not even really a bad throw by Jenkins. Just really unfortunate animation there and really unfortunate play. And that is unfortunate. I mean, that just is a sucky way to lose the game. I was pretty upset by that because we had a chance. We had the ball inside of the 20-yard line there on that final drive, and we had a chance to tie the game up. And something like that happening, not even really a mistake by me, just a weird animation that happened in that game. That's the reason we lose. That really is kind of frustrating there. And so we fall, unfortunately, here to Utah by 7. I mean, by 2 touchdowns, but we had a great opportunity there at the very end. And, we didn't run the ball very well in this game. And, of course, you only saw really 1/4 of this game, unfortunately, and that's also my bad there. But Utah, 103 rushing yards. We had, basically 50 more yards of total offense than they did here because of that last drive that we had. But, yeah, 284 passing yards. They had less than 200 passing yards for us. We had 3 turnovers. And, again, 2 of those turnovers really not Keon Jenkins' fault, unfortunately. He's going to start the season with with 0 touchdowns and 3 picks, which is really annoying. Because one of those touchdowns was a misclick by me, pressing the wrong button, and then that last interception was just not even, just a really bad, unfortunate animation that we got. So he's not going to end up with very good numbers today at all. 24 or 45 with 253 yards and 3 interceptions. So not a good start to his season here. And, again, he started for us for most of last year, but I ended up deciding to take him out of the starting role, put in Shaden Perry, mainly because of his turnover difficulties and his struggles in that department. And, Perry was only slightly better than him, honestly, overall, because he had the same amount of touchdowns and interceptions. But, yeah, I mean, I want Jenkins to be our starting quarterback this year, and his, touchdown-interception ratio is not going to look good at the start of this year, but hopefully it'll get better as the year progresses. 68 rushing yards for Jenkins today, and Glover had 64 and a touchdown. Wilson 32 and a touchdown. And I didn't expect us to be able to run the ball very well against Utah. They're a good defensive line, a lot better than us in that category. But I mean, we were still able to run the ball okay in this one. Didn't give up on it. We threw it to a lot of players in this game. Eric Rivers had 7 catches, 124 yards, along with 57. Rocky Beers, as their starting tight end now. I mean, he was playing for us, starting their tight end last season, but he had 5 catches. Lawrence had 4 for 30. Antonio Patterson, 4 for 32. Ross Fournette, 2 for 12. Patterson, 2 for 17. And then 3 other guys got 1 catch in this game, including Juju Lewis, Philip McIntosh, and Kyle McNeil. So we did spread the ball around really well. We threw it to a lot of different receivers. Only really only one guy, Eric Rivers, had a good game in this one, an impressive stat line. Now, Anderson there, 6 catches, 118 yards, and a touchdown. He had, by far, easily the best game of anybody. I mean, Cade Stefanik was the next highest receiver for them, and he only had 26 receiving yards. So that kind of gives you a perspective on just how, kind of poorly Utah threw the ball in this game. Just really didn't do a great job of that. It didn't have a lot of momentum trying to throw the ball. But I really liked Jane Williams here. I thought he played excellently in this game. He had 2 sacks and made some really good plays for us as a freshman. So I'm really excited to see what he can do this year than what he can do in the future for us. Keenan Davis started out his season really good as our best linebacker. He got a sack in this one. And then Connell and Keanu Tunuvasa there gets the 2 sacks for Utah, and then 3 interceptions. Nate Ritchie, Davis, and then Bernard Cornell also got an interception. And only really one of those, again, was just a mistake by me.
Yeah, so after that game, we are here in the bye week now, and let's take a look at recruiting here for this bye week. So we already have gotten Damery Abraham on our team here, but we also have Khalil Paris, 3-star corner from Pensacola, Florida, and we're looking good for him right now. 3-star guy. And nobody else has offered him a scholarship, but we actually have a week 3 visit with him here, which is the next week that we're going to be sitting to next. And so it's the game against FIU that we'll have, or FAU that we'll have next time. And, Khalil Paris is far enough along that I think he will commit after week 3. That's probably going to, especially if we go and we win that game, I think there's a very high chance, very high likelihood that he just commits to us right then and there. And right now we're looking really good for him. Nobody else has offered him a scholarship or anything right now. So I do think we're going to get Khalil Paris pretty easily. So we're looking in good shape here. We have 85 points to spend in this week. And I kind of think, well, there's some guys that are down on our board more that we haven't scouted yet that I want to scout this week probably. And then there might be a guy or two here that we try to schedule a visit with. But Cordell Silva, we're looking good for him. We're still the only team to offer him a scholarship as well, and we're getting into his top 5. He is a 3-star from Georgia. Sam Soto, there's some other teams that have offered for him right now, but we're pretty far ahead. It looks like we're pretty much the only team that's really putting any points onto him right now. He's a power guard from Florida, and so we're going to try to go after him here. And this is a guy that I would definitely consider scheduling a visit for here, but we're still in really good shape there. Brad Griggs, we've taken the lead over Indiana and Ball State. Those two teams not putting any points on him right now, it seems like. So can't schedule a visit with him or anything like that. I think we'll probably keep him at 30 points, but good to see that we're first for him now. Ben Bethel, left end, he is a bust, but we'll still try to go after him here. We're still putting 30 on him, and I think we've jumped North Texas from where we were at the beginning of the season, so that's a good sign. We're first for him right now at the moment. First for Miguel Gooden as well, and we're getting into his top 5. This is also another guy that I would definitely consider scheduling for a visit. Manuel Quintana, tight end, vertical threat from Florida. Only team to offer for him right now, and we're looking good on this battle, and we're getting near the top 5 with him. Nate Stormberger, a 3-star gem, a defensive tackle. Again, another guy, probably want to schedule a visit for him. I mean, this guy ended up being really good, and it might end up being one of our better players that we're going after on our board right now at the moment. So, yeah, 3-star gem. We want to take advantage of that. And FAU is right now second behind us, but I do think that we can have. I think we're in a good spot there, and we're getting a lot more points than them. So I'm wondering, we could do a week 3 visit there. I don't think that would lock them up totally if we did that, but I just kind of want to look and see. I mean, week 8, that might be we would get some good improvements there for a win in that week, but I think this battle is going to be over. I think he's going to commit before week 8. Don't want to schedule for week 9 and week 10. I think that battle is going to be over. So week 3 might honestly be the best week to schedule Nate Stoneburner for a visit here, especially because FAU is the other team that he is considering. But we'll see if we end up doing that this week. But that's something that I think we can do with our points. Iosefa Maiava, I think that's how you would say that name. We just took over for first place for him from FAU, so looking good for that, and he's gotten us in our top 8 now. And so we have some other 3-stars here that we've offered scholarship, not putting any points on. Ronnie Poe is one of those guys. Dorian Fries is one of them, and we're in that winner-type battle there with FAU. But he is a bust, so I'm not going to really prioritize putting any points on him. Shakir Dunbar is a cornerback, and I don't know how hard we're going to go for him. I mean, if we really want him, we're going to have to put points on him with Duke and Georgia Southern being ahead of us in this battle, and I think we could probably catch up. Duke doesn't look like they're doing a lot in this battle, so we might have to consider putting points on Dunbar. Derek Nestor, we just added him to the board a couple weeks ago, and it looks like Troy has offered him a scholarship already, but that battle's still super early. Terrence Golston, okay, he's a bust, and Wake Forest has taken over us with that battle. I don't know how hard I'm going to go after him. We'll see. This is another running back that we just added to our board here, and we just put a scholarship on him. FIU also did that, and that's a really early battle right now. Tony Bucci here, left outside linebacker from Florida. Same thing, we're behind FIU for him. Joe Akino, we just added him to our board a couple weeks ago. He's a 3-star gem center. I really like him. I want to get him right now, so we're getting into his top 8, but he's a player that I think is going to be really good for us to be able to get. Paul Farrell, left tackle from Florida. We're second for him behind Wake Forest right now. First for Levi Kunizik from Florida here. 3-star athletes who looks like they're like a running back, probably would be his position. And then we have some guys that we've scouted that we haven't done anything with. Max Bannon, Thomas Brinchett. He's an athlete, run stopper. I don't see us really trying to compete with Wake Forest in this battle for him, especially seeing as he's a bust. Ben North is also a bust. Haven't offered a scholarship to him. We're going after quite a few running backs, so we might not really need to prioritize him. LaMichael Sitton, we did scout him, and he doesn't, he's not a bust or anything. This is a guy that I might consider offering a scholarship to, but very early on in this battle, and hasn't really even narrowed down his top 8 yet. But FIU has offered him a scholarship, and that might be a battle we try to join. But we did add a few of these 3-star players here to our board. Okay, so we added 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We added 6 3-star players to our board, and it looks like we're first for a couple of these guys, although now that I'm looking at Lima, South Carolina's interested in him, so they're also interested in Tyrone Hill. So I don't know about those battles. Trevor Hines, Wake Forest, and FIU have offered him. I think when I put these guys on the board, they didn't have really any offers. Daniel Moe doesn't have any offers right now. We should probably scout these guys that don't have any other scholarship offers. Let's scout James Sidezak. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that last name. Let's scout him. He's a 565 nationally ranked player, so he would be one of our highest rated recruits in terms of his national ranking. And let's see, it'll take us 30 points to do that, and he's not a gem or a bust. Okay, good, decent tackling. Man, isn't great. Looks like he's a run support kind of guy. He's got decent zone coverage, but I do think he would be a good guy for us to go after. So I'm going to offer him a scholarship here. And yeah, he's actually our top, nationally ranked guy that we're not putting points onto currently. So that's probably going to be a player that we're going to look to see whether that battle gets competitive and continue in that battle there for him. We've got Hemrick and Mendez. Let's go to these positions specifically, see, because we only have 50 points. It's really not a lot. Yeah, and these 2 stars, I mean, it doesn't look like I'm going to really care about going after Nathan Stewart. Buffalo is quite far ahead of us in that battle right now. But it's okay. So Hill, I just kind of added him to our board because he's a 3-star guy, but we already have 3 scholarships offered to other ends here, and we're already putting a lot of points onto Bethel and Gooden. And Fries, we might want to put some points on him, but because of that, I don't think I'm going to really try and go after Tyrone Hill that hard. Okay, so we got Stoneberger and Sylvia we're going after too in the defensive tackle department. And we only need 1 of those players, technically. I mean, getting all 3 would be nice. I guess, let's see. Let's at least scout Manny Hamrick, see what he is. Because if he's a bust, I don't think I'm going to really care about going after him. And he's not either. Okay. So that does mean that if I want to schedule a visit, I'm going to have to take some points off of somebody. And I do think I want to schedule a visit for at least one of these players here that we have. Probably Stoneburner. But, okay, Hamrick, 86 strength. That's pretty good. I mean, his stats look pretty good here. He would be our lowest rated defensive tackle that we have a scholarship offered to here, but we're going to do that. We'll offer a scholarship to Manny Hamrick. See where that race takes us. But with only 15 points, let's find somebody. Let's take some points off, and then let's schedule a visit here. That's my next step. And we might want to, I don't know, I kind of want to wrap up this battle for Paris as soon as possible. But we can probably take some points off from Sylvia, at least here. Nobody else offering him anything yet. Let's see, let's only put 25 on him. That'll leave us with 40. Bethel, Gooden, all those guys are in competitive races, but I do think Nate Stoneberger, I really want him here as a gem defensive tackle. He's the guy that I'm most interested in, and I want to wrap this battle up pretty quickly. So let's do, I usually prefer to schedule later visits, so you have the advantage a little bit on on some of these teams, but I think this is going to be a battle that's going to be wrapped up pretty early on, and we can take a huge boost in this race if we do end up beating FAU here. So I am going to schedule a visit here for week 3 with him. And I don't usually schedule visits that, early on in the season, but we also know what his motivations are and his A+ proximity to home. So we know all that information. We might as well do that. So that's 0 out of 40. And I like recruiting. I think recruiting right now is going better than it did at this point last season. But yeah, this week 3 is going to be big for us. We have a couple of important 3-star guys that we really want that'll visiting this week, and these battles might be wrapped up by the time that game is over. So that's recruiting for us in this bye week. You kind of already saw that Boston College destroying Notre Dame. Kentucky, Tennessee, top 15 matchup. Very interesting there. Oklahoma, Michigan, that's also a top 15 matchup. Notre Dame, Miami. Notre Dame just lost. I don't know how well they're going to play against Miami after getting crushed the week before, but there's actually some decent top 25 matchups there here in week 2 already. But let's sim ahead and see what happens with these recruiting battles. Okay, so both teams 0-1 there. Let's see what happened in this. Okay, wow, Kentucky kind of blew Tennessee out in that game, it looks like. But let's go back into recruiting here, see what kind of updates we have. And yeah, okay, Paris, we're going to wrap this battle up really quickly here. He's almost already into the top 3. I think especially if we win this upcoming game, he's going to be committed to us. But this is a battle that we're having at hand. We have a lot of hours freed up, actually, 110 of them. But this is looking good for Sam Soto. So we do notice Georgia Southern, even though they're not putting a lot of points on him, it seems like they did schedule a week 10 visit with him, which is interesting. But yeah, we're doing well for him. I think he is a guy that we could consider scheduling a visit for, though, for sure. Brad Griggs, okay. Does look like Indiana and Ball State are starting to pursue him more. This might be a guy that we want up in terms of giving him points. Ben Bethel, we're still good on him right now. Still first there. Miguel Gooden, okay, we're still first for Gooden, and he went up quite a bit, actually. And FIU is right there battling with us. So that's another reason why this game is so important, because even if we're not, even if we're not don't have these guys scheduled for visits, I mean, we're directly competing with FIU for so many of these recruits. So another big reason of why this next game, the biggest one of the year for us here early on in this season. But Gooden, maybe yeah, we consider upping the points for him. Top 5 for Selvia now. Top 5 for Miguel Quintana. Stoneburner. Okay, we're still looking good there. That's a good sign. We are, still pretty far ahead of FIU, and we'll see what happens after this game for him. Mayava, we're in his top 8. Matty Poe, we're still looking good, first place. Okay, Dorian Fries. Ooh, FIU really wants him. They're putting up a whole bunch of points onto him. I think that might be a battle that we just back out of, to be honest with you. Shakir Dunbar, another one of those players that I don't know. I mean, Georgia Southern has overtaken them in that race, and I think we can compete with Georgia Southern if we want to. We'll see. This might be a player that I'll look to put some points on. I'll have to look at what other corners are going after. Okay, not a lot of progress there with Nestor. Terrence Golston, okay, not a lot of progress there. Doesn't look like Wake Forest is really putting much into him at the moment. FAU gave a scholarship to Anafu, this running back here. Maybe they already had done that. Top 8 for Tony there. Now we're in the top 8 for Ark now. Okay, Levi running his top 8. Top 8 for Max Bannon. Thomas Princhette. Again, not somebody that I'm really going to be super interested about putting up any points into, but okay, we got top 8 for Danny Hamrick, which I should need to move him up at our board. Okay, so with these running backs, because running back is a position of need for us. We need 3 of them here, which means we probably should be giving a scholarship to Ben North, even if he is a bust here. But, I mean, we're in good shape for these players. Maybe consider putting some points on Nafu here, who is an elusive back, and he is the highest rated guy nationally. That's a consideration. I'm going to just give Ben North a scholarship here, though. Right now. Let's see. Let's see, go to the cornerbacks here. Let's see if we want to give points to Dunbar. And I mean, Khalil Paris, looks like we're gonna get him committed, which means we only need one corner here for our team needs. So I don't think I'm gonna worry about Dunbar. Not gonna put any points on him. That's what I'm gonna decide to do there. Let's go ready for a visit here. Let's see what player really needs a visit more than some of these other players right now. I think Miguel Gooden is up there. Bethel is also up there as a guy that we probably need to schedule a visit for. But let's schedule a visit for Miguel Gooden here now. And we're pretty close. This battle's pretty far along, so honestly, we can schedule it pretty early. Although, maybe we want to wait till week 8. I feel like this battle is going to be over and done with before week 8, though. Yeah, and I think because I do think this battle is going to be over quicker there, I want to make sure that I have, that I can schedule as many players as I can for this week 8 visit. Unfortunately, week 10 being our latest visit that we can schedule is going to hamper us, I think, a little bit. I definitely want to have a home game later on in the season than that, but I can control what our in-state schedule look like. So I think for that reason, week 8 is really going to be a week where we're going to want to leverage bringing as many recruits in as we can. So again, this is a guy whose battle might be over before that point. So we should maybe prioritize getting him in earlier and scheduling him for an earlier game. So let's go with UTEP here. Or we might not schedule a visit for him this week, actually. Because if proximity to home is one of his interests, then obviously we would want to schedule around that. Or, coach stability. But if it's conference prestige, then we might have to rethink it, and we're going to have to grid for academic prestige. So actually, we're going to hold off on scheduling for Gooden at the moment. So there's either Bethel or Soto. And just because Bethel is a bust here, I want to kind of prioritize the guys that aren't. And so interesting that visit is locked. Let's schedule Sam Soto for week 8 against Liberty here, who is ranked now, I think I saw. Yeah, they are. They're in the top 25. But proximity to home, definitely A+. We want to do it around that there. Maybe I don't know, if we want to schedule for Bethel or we want to spend points maybe putting into other players here. I'm going to kind of decide that because I think I want to up the points on Miguel Gooden here before I schedule any more visits. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to be putting more on Miguel Gooden here. Now, would it be worth it to... Yeah, I mean, a hard sell might not work, really, because D+ on coach prestige, we're going to get absolutely no increases or boost for that. So I think we might as well just send the house on him, put 50 on Gooden here, and just wrap this battle up quickly. In that respect, I mean, he's a top 100 national rated recruit, so I definitely want to go after him. And I think I might want to increase on Stoneburner there. But let's see if there's any of these other recruits. So Dorian Fry's left end. Other defensive ends. So we're going after Gooden. We're going after Bethel. Let's see. How many ends do we need? We only need one left end. We don't actually need any right ends. So for that reason, I think I'm just going to focus on these 2 battles with Gooden and Bethel there. I think is what I'm going to end up deciding to do there. Now, I might want to prioritize Paul Farrell, actually. And, these 2-star guys, I mean, Nathan Stewart, I'm just going to take him off our board. We're not going to be interested in going after him at all. Matt Mallory is a guy that I'm not necessarily wanting to go after because he's a 2-star guy, but, he's a guy that I think we can win pretty easily, but just because this is a position of need where we do need a left tackle, and I don't want to fall too far behind Wake Forest in this race, so I actually do think I want to put some points on Paul Farrell here and try and see what kind of ground we can make up in this race. So we do that. But it's at 20 hours total, which means we can still maybe add to Stoneburner if we want. I do think I want to do here, at least until, because this is, again, a battle that won't last a ton of time, I think. So let's see if there's anybody else that we have. I mean, maybe we want to put some points on Tony here. Maybe we want to try to scout Adrian Mendez as well. See what we're looking at with linebackers. So we're going after a lot of linebackers right now, actually. Or at least we have a lot on our board. We're actually only have a scholarship offer to 3 of them. And Ronnie Poe is the only guy that I think we're looking really solid for there. And let's see, team needs. I mean, we need a lot of outside linebackers, apparently. We need 4 of them. Eddie Walls is the only left outside linebacker that we have on our roster, and he's a senior, so maybe I should be focusing more on some of these outside linebackers, actually, now that I'm looking at it. So I kind of want to scout Adrian Mendez. But let's give him a scholarship. We can scout him next week when we have some more points freed up after giving out visits and stuff. So I think I'll scout him next week, and we might put some points on him because I think I do want to put some points on either Tony or some more points on Stoneburner. Is what I'm thinking of doing here with my last 15 that I got. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to use the last 15 here, and we're going to give it to Tony. We're going to give our last 15 to Tony. We're probably going to up that point total for him next week, but that will leave us with 0. Okay, so again, I think we're looking good. We already have 1 commit, but I think we'll have Paris committed here soon. I think we'll have a commit from Gooden soon as well. From Stoneburner pretty soon as well. So I think we're looking good here with our recruiting board. But that's going to be all for recruiting here in the off week and then for week 2. And we will preview Florida Atlantic and play this rivalry game next time in the next episode. But thank you guys so much for watching this episode here and for keeping with this franchise. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more from me, Lucas Johnson, and we'll be back with this series later on here. We'll start it up. I believe the next episode that we'll have on this channel is going to be back to only the show stuff, but then we'll start the season with our UConn year 2 in that franchise as well. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Have a great day, everybody, and God bless.